sir.
Miigwech, Kokum's boys, I love you guys. Miigwech. Kwe kakina. Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everyone. I love you too. I love all of you. Kani Mitch Kishigun Kinu Nidishnakas Kitaganzi Bidonjaban. My English name is Claudette Commanda, and I am from the community of Kitagan-Zibi. And we use the word Algonquin, but we are Anishinaabe. Miigwech niwichki wedug. Miigwech kibija yego ma nongum. Pijaji koma Anishinaabe ki o mama wenenewag. Bienvenue à tous, bienvenue ici à la territoire.
Welcome to all. Welcome on the unceded territory of the Anishinaabe people.
To this beautiful ancestral homeland of the Algonquin people, but we know that we are in Anishinaabe o mama weneniwag. Welcome each and every one of you beautiful people. Welcome. Just feel the breath of the Creator as the wind is surrounding us. To you, the survivors, the elders, your excellencies, Prime Minister Carney, distinguished guests, community members, family, friends, Canadians, it's an honor to be here together as I greet you with my heart of love and kindness. We're here today to honor, to commemorate, to remember, and to give love to all those children who did not make it home, to the children who are now adults and elders who are here with us that made it home from residential schools, to all those of residential school survivors who returned home but are no longer here with us. Let us put our heart, our spirit, our mind, and our voice together as one to remember, to show love, and to say thank you to the Creator as we say Miigwech Gishiminado, Kitchimiigwech, Miigwech Kinakego, Miigwech Kokomistipikizis, Miigwech Mishomiskizis, Kitchimiigwech, Jojoaki. Niboksendam unje nongom Gishiminado. Niboksendam Zagiedwin, Bimadzwin, Ashish, Mashkawi Wizin. And Creator, the Great Spirit, we lift our hearts to you and our voice. We thank you for bringing us here today together as one. As we honor our ancestors and the first ancestors of this land, we honor the ancestors of all Indigenous peoples from coast to coast to coast on this beautiful land of Turtle Island. Creator, we thank you for blessing us with our grandmother, the moon, and our grandfather, the sun, and our mother, the earth. Creator, my prayer for all who are here and the blessings, keep everyone safe, bless the survivors, and let them know those that are in the spirit world and those who are here. We hold them in our heart with love, Zagieduin. We hold them in our heart with kindness. We hold them in our heart with respect. And Creator, we thank you for hearing this prayer. Thank you, Creator. Chimigwej Gishiminado. I also want to acknowledge the Algonquin leadership who is here, our Grand Chief and our chiefs who are here as well, for they too walk with the survivors. They too are survivors. Ladies and gentlemen, Kizagian, I love you all. Take good care. Miigwej. Love you.
Tanse Mr. Mek Canada. Utantanan, Tuagumagan Noak, Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation. Kagisigatostik, Utaskiwa, Maga, Eagasimo, Ottawa, Isigatil. Earl Witness Sigason, Egonia, Peg Ute Puesta Mage Uche, Unotskopone, Negotasik, Age, Gatek, Tapamatun, Aski, Etase, Alberta.
Oui, bonjour, bienvenue aux survivants, aux survivantes des écoles résidentielles qui sont avec nous ici aujourd'hui à Ottawa, ainsi qu'à ceux et à celles qui nous regardent à la maison. Melissa Mullen Dupuis, Tinchkashon, et Quantichko, Onin, Ute, Wepayashko, Chassi, Nemeshta Menuenten, Ute, Etayat, Ashit, Chinois, Ome, Kahekat. Et je suis allée à l'école de jour, Tewagan.
Inenas Kumtanan. Epewiche oyago makisagaw Mr. Canada. Kageskitota chikawa sisagoche kaatamik National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. Egwa usaw pako oyan kisagaw isigatil. Thank you for joining us on the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, also known as Orange Shirt Day. This is remembering the children. We say megwechai hai to Elder Claudette Commanda for offering a beautiful prayer for all of us.
Oui, Earl. Et merci de vous joindre à nous. Se souvenir des enfants, Journée nationale de la vérité et de la réconciliation. Nous avons commencé avec les Eagle River Singers. Et cette boîte cintrée a été fabriquée à la main pour la Commission Vérité et Réconciliation du Canada par l'artiste de la Côte-Salish, Luc Marsden. It carries personal items of healing and hope representing First Nation, Inuit, and Métis survivors of residential schools.
It's such an honor to be here today. It's been 10 years since the final report of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission ended its mandate and released their 94 calls to action. But there's still more work to do.
Et nous sommes ici pour commémorer les survivants et survivantes ainsi que les enfants qui ne sont jamais rentrés chez eux. Nous avons de nombreux survivants et survivantes qui partagent avec vous leur histoire orale dans leur langue. Et nous allons également partager la scène avec des artistes très talentueux de ce pays. Nous diffusons sur plus de 32 de chaînes de télévision et au-delà de 150 stations de radio. We are united across the land through the airwaves and into your homes. We are all part of this national moment in broadcast history.
Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples coming together to mark the 5th National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. I'd like to welcome our first residential school survivor to the stage. She has an incredibly powerful story. Charlotte Nolan is 73 years old. She is Métis, and she not only survived the Indian Day institution, but also the 60s scoop. She survived the heroin addiction, transphobic violence, and a suicide attempt. She was only 17 years old when she first tried to transition. But it wasn't until she was 65 years old when she completed her transition. What bravery. She is a grandmother, a knowledge keeper, a sweat lodge keeper, a sun dancer, a pipe carrier. Please welcome the irrepressible, beautiful soul, Charlotte Nolan.
Danse, bonjour. Anista, ne poes capscal que square. Equa, make a show, Mr. Tim and Pimptat. Equa, Charlotte. Kihune Dodam, Red River Settlement, Dochen. Tastawini Yao in the new one is Snabe Otipimiswak. Greetings, my relatives. I'm honored to stand here today and to speak with you and to share some of our story from our family who were affected by the residential schools, the Indian Day schools, the 60 scoop, and violence at the hands of society. Ah, les créateurs, merci pour la journée. Merci pour les petits-enfants, les jeunes, les parents, les aînés. Merci pour tout ce que vous nous donnez, créateurs. Et je vous demande d'être avec toute ma parenté aujourd'hui et demain. Ah, no tawinag say maito. Kinanas komatan. Kinanas komatan for the gift of life and the blessings of creation. Mosum pisum, kokum pisum. Kikinawaski. Kinanas komatan, kokum now, mosum now, for the wisdom and guidance you share with us each day. Kinanas komatan, kikinawaski, maskiki ekwa mitsu. Ekwa mitiknabe, ekwa kokomosum nasne. All my relatives, today is a day that we hold dear in our hearts. Today is a day that we remember those that never came home. Today is a day that we honor the elders, the survivors, and we keep them in our prayers. And we ask this beautiful country to work with us in reconciliation. Reconciliation isn't just about the Indigenous people and the government and the churches. It's about every Canadian. We all have to work at this. If we want it to work, we have to put an effort into it. I invite each and every one of you, if you ever come to Manitoba, come to our Sundance. We just completed our third year of Sundance with Two-Spirit people, and we made history when we opened up that Sundance. That the ceremonies are meant for everyone. Holding these little moccasins. We should remember these children and the lives they gave so that we could move forward as a nation. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. From my heart to yours, may your journey be a good one. May Muslim Pisum smile down on you. Kokum Pisum grant you that sacred medicine, Nipi. And may all your relatives hold you in their arms on this day and every day into the future. Kinanas komaten chimigwich. Merci.
Merci beaucoup, Charlotte Nolin, d'avoir partagé votre histoire courageuse avec nous. Le système des écoles résidentielles au Canada est un réseau de pensionnats dirigé par l'Église et le gouvernement, établi dans le but d'assimiler les enfants autochtones à la société canadienne et allochtone. Le moyen le plus efficace d'accomplir cet objectif était de retirer les enfants de l'influence de la famille, de la communauté et de la culture. There were over 150,000 First Nation, Métis, and Inuit children who were taken and placed in these institutions where thousands of children suffered from neglect, malnutrition, and abuse.
In addition to residential schools, the Canadian government and churches also relied on the day school system to assimilate Indigenous children. These institutions were built in or near Indigenous communities, which permitted children to live with their parents or guardians and remain in community. Day schools, like residential schools, were places where survivors also experienced various harms and abuses. Both systems and many other colonial systems were created with the aim of erasing Indigenous identities, languages, cultures, and communities.
Madame Ripa Évêque Carlton était l'une parmi des enfants forcés à entrer à l'école de jour à Tagoyuk, à Pangirtung, au Nunavut. Elle est née dans le détroit de Cumberland, au Nunavut. Elle a été déplacée à Pangirtung lorsqu'elle n'avait que 5 ans. Elle dit que la vie n'était plus du tout la même après le déplacement forcé de sa communauté inuit. C'est quelque chose que nous voyons encore dans certaines régions de notre monde, le déplacement forcé des peuples.
Our dear sister Ripa has served her people through various roles in health and family services. She has worked as a housing manager in Panaricting, a community social worker in child protection, and as a family support worker in Ottawa. Ripa also worked at a national organization of Inuit women coordinating activities around substance abuse.
All this helped her build skills to co-found the Mamirsavik Healing Center, the first Inuit-specific trauma and addiction treatment center in southern Canada. Please welcome to the stage Ripa Évêque Carlton.
This is a beautiful sight to be looking at everybody from the stage. Unusakut ulumi uvanut pimariuvok nangekatakatilluta ilinera katalausimayunik amma ilanginnik. Iqaumatitilluta taanna ullo nalleusimayok. A National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. It is an honor to speak in front of you today with survivors and their families as we reflect on this day, a National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. My name is Ripa Évêque Carlton. I was born in Illungayut, Cumberland Sound, Nunavut. My family was relocated to Pangnirtung, Nunavut when I was 5 years old. I attended the Atagayuk Federal Day School for 10 years. The impacts of residential schools and colonization continue to affect our lives today. I have seen how forced relocation and separation from the land has impacted us, and how it created struggles with loss, grief, identity, and wellness. The trauma and intergenerational impacts have strongly impacted me and my family, like it has with many Indigenous families across this country. While I was in Federal Day School in Pangnirtung for 10 years, I was not allowed to speak my language or learned the traditional ways of my people. And I witnessed very rough treatment of students by our teachers. There is much more I can share about my experience, but does not have the time right now. I have also witnessed the strength of my people and how we continue to hold on to our culture, language, and values and practices that connect us to who we are as people. We cannot forget our ancestors. We cannot forget our ancestors, elders, who have passed on their knowledge, traditions, and teachings to us. We need to keep our culture strong and keep healing from the negative impacts of colonization has on us as Indigenous people. For our youth, let's keep going Keep learning from your elders and your role models, and be proud of who you are. Never give up. Keep asking questions. Keep pursuing your education. The sky is the limit for you. I believe we all share responsibility in the work of remembering, honoring, and healing and rebuilding. I ask that each one of us continue to listen to survivors, to learn the true history of this country, and to stand together with Indigenous people to create a future built on truth, respect, and reconciliation. On this day, it is important that no survivor be left alone. Everyone who carries these memories of our broken past must have somebody to help them carry the burden. Not one person should be left alone to do this very, very hard work. In our shared strength as Indigenous people and survivors, we must also rise up. It is time to use our voices and shape our future for our children and grandchildren and for those to come. That it is better than what we've had to endure as Indigenous people. Today we are reminded of the sorrows of the past, but we can't lose sight of the hope for the future. The strength and resilience of our ancestors and elders can and will encourage us, inspire us to create a better future full of hope. Huyanamik nalagun nahasi, huyanami nangakatawata ilisinnon.
She comes from Kanjiksualujuak in Quebec. She attended Federal Day School in Kuujjuaq and went on to become a trailblazer and a leader for the Inuit and then the rest of Canada. Pagamchi Tema, please welcome Her Excellency the Right Honorable Mary Simon, Governor General of Canada.
Good afternoon. Tungasugitsi ilunasi. Bonjour. What a beautiful sight out here in front of me. A mix of Indigenous people and Canadians being here in remembrance of what happened to our past, but also looking to the future. Survivants des écoles résidentielles, Indigenous leaders and elders, Prime Minister, and distinguished guests. First, we are gathered today on the unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people who had cared for this land for thousands of years. Over the past 50 years of my career, I have always dedicated myself to reconciliation. J'ai toujours été dépend là où d'autres voyaient des divisions. And reconciliation has never just been professional. It has shaped my thoughts. It has stirred my courage and at times my anger. It has fueled my dreams. Tamanna pitsa hatigi tumigi harnak pinasunitu inamu ilinga simangito uvanut isumagayakanik tokakti hatta simayok naminak samut ammalu anan siya kauhaw sa hatta simayangit atuya harnikan ni ikhamatitaw hatta simayunga ilangan ilo huvya gunnay patsunga kisiani sibunirigia halang ni atatinik pirok sa sunga isumahatta simayunga. Je continuerai d'avancer sur le chemin de la réconciliation avec espoir pour la génération future. Over the past 50 years, Canada has made meaningful progress. Governments have taken steps to address systemic issues and invest in First Nations, Inuit, and Métis communities. In 2010, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission sparked a national awakening as survivors bravely shared their truth about residential schools. Since then, research into missing children and unmarked graves has deepened our understanding of the trauma Indigenous peoples continue to carry. En tant que gouverneur général, j'ai assisté à la présentation l'excuse historique de la part du défunt Pape François. I first witnessed the first audience between Indigenous leaders and His Majesty King Charles III just days before his coronation. For me, these moments mark the beginning of renewed relationships grounded in respect and dialogue. I've seen Indigenous presence grow at national ceremonies across Canada. J'ai vu un plus grand soutien du public envers la réconciliation. Our classrooms are beginning to embrace inclusive history, and more Indigenous children are learning their cultural practices and ancestral languages with pride. Ce sont des progrès importants, but much more work remains. Inequities persist, and we share a lifelong responsibility to address them. I have seen Indigenous people striving to heal while still struggling to meet basic needs. Too often, they lack access to adequate trauma-informed mental health support that honors their traditional healing practices. So today, I call on every Canadian to renew their commitment to reconciliation. Aujourd'hui, j'invite toutes les personnes au Canada à renouveler leur engagement envers la réconciliation. We have the tools. We have the knowledge. Each of us has a circle of influence. Our schools, workplaces, families, and communities. We can all make a difference. Continuons de nous renseigner sur l'histoire et la culture des Premières Nations, des Inuits et des Métis. We cannot change the past, but we must remember it so that its atrocities are never repeated. And while the present is ours to shape, we can also build a better future. I see a present and a future where young Indigenous people are embracing Canada without compromising their identity, where they can fully be themselves, pursue the professions they aspire to, and give back to their communities, whether as teachers, doctors, nurses, plumbers, whatever you want to be, even as Governor General. Le Canada tire sa force de sa diversité. So let's keep building a country where all peoples, Indigenous and non-Indigenous, can truly thrive and face the challenges ahead together. And I think today is a time to remember the past, the present, and the future. And the future is something that we think about with hope. Today is also hopeful. We are hoping that today will make a difference to all of us. So thank you very much. Merci. Nakormik.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for those moving words. Tagakpik squel na. Egwa, tawa kami ano agoge. Ewigi to check egwa. Egi na wasuni check juno. Kauche moneo to check.
Leur musique est basée sur des récits émotionnels et des harmonies vocales séduisantes. Vivant sur le territoire du traité numéro 1 à Saint-Claude, au Manitoba, Nadia et Jason Burnstick créent une musique folk profondément émouvante et cinématographique en utilisant leur association vocale unique, ainsi que la maîtrise de Jason à la guitare lap slide. Voici Burnstick.
Merci tellement d'être ici. Aujourd'hui, on chante pour tous les enfants qui ne sont jamais rentrés chez eux.
We remember and honor the children that never made it home. This is for the 250.
Je rêve de toi. Quand serai-je chez moi? Les années s'enfuient, mais le mal ne s'effacera. Et l'amour, je n'oublierai pas. Like a thief in the night, they come and take our love. Maybe I'm born with a curse. Or maybe I'm less than a sideways glance, so I must be made of sin. Oh, I must be made of sin. As a child, I dreamt through each night. Your arms too far to embrace. May the light from your eyes never fade away. I am aching, I need you now. Like a thief in the night, they come and take our love. Maybe we're born with a curse. dreamt through each night these walls around me would break, and the hands that loved me would find me somehow. I am aching, I need you now. Like a thief in the night, they come and take our love. Maybe they're born with a curse, or maybe they're less than a sideways glance, so they must be made of sin. Oh, they must be made of sin. Oh, they must be made of sin.
Please welcome to the stage the Executive Director of the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation, Stephanie Scott. Stephanie is from Roseau River Anishinaabe First Nation. She will share about the memorial cloth.
It's incredible to see how many people are here and how it's grown over the last few years. So miigwech. Uju, Miskwa Nakwarakwe, Indigenous Wabashishi Dodem. Good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Scott, and I have the honor and the privilege to serve as the Executive Director of the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation. My family is from the Roseau River Anishinaabe First Nation in Treaty 1 territory, and I'm of the Martin clan. I am the daughter of a survivor, and I'm a 60 scoop survivor. I am grateful to always be welcome to the unceded and unsurrendered lands of the Algonquin people, and to Elder Claudette Commanda miigwech for your prayers, and the Eagle River Singers for the drum. And to all leadership and to all the health supports from across the land, thank you for being here and for always taking care of us. I also want to acknowledge Her Excellency Mary Simon, who has supported us over the years, and welcome Prime Minister Mark Carney. We look forward to further continuing and developing the relationship with you. And miigwech to all the survivors and intergenerational survivors who are with us today. We are here for you. We are also here because of you. Without your strength and courage, your power and persistence, the truth of the residential school system would have never been known. Governments and churches tried to silence you. They tried to deny the terrible truths of abuse and neglect. Then came the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada and Canada's apology to survivors. And these things happened because survivors took a stand and took the federal government and the churches to court. And we know this has been decades of work, and it's been 10 years since the TRC's report, and we say miigwech to all of the commissioners for leading that work. And while there has been progress on the 94 calls to action, it has been slow and it has been uneven. And our dear friend, the late Honorable Murray Sinclair, Mazina Gija Gaban, the chair of the TRC, said, "We have shown you a mountain, and we have shown you a path to the top, and we call on you to do the climbing." And we still have a long climb ahead of us. And even as we're climbing, there are still people out there who want to drag us back down, who want to distort and deny the history of residential schools, and we all know this must stop now. Denialism is hate born out of the same racism that led to residential schools in the first place, and that hate cannot hide behind free speech. Survivors have repeatedly shown us how we must respond, how we must continue to uphold the truth. The National Student Memorial Register was created in ceremony and launched in 2019 under the guidance of survivors and elders in response to calls to action 72 and 73. Today, we are sharing the verification of an additional 1,143 children who did not return home. The memorial cloth is a sacred blessed item by elders and carries the names of the many children listed in the National Student Memorial Register. At 60 meters in length, it is a vital, powerful part of our ceremonies to honor these precious lives. Every one of them was loved, and every child mattered. Let us all remember and honor these children as a sacred memorial cloth is lifted. It is our hope that families reclaim their children's names and begin their healing process. Miigwech, merci, thank you.
They broke the boundaries of all trust. Forget that language our parents taught us. 'Cause when they're done, you won't recognize yourself. They cut our hair, they scarred our skin, they tried to break the child within. Yeah, they cut our hair, they scarred our skin. Our hearts, they ache with pain so hard to bear as we long for our parents' loving care. No love was shown, no kindness there, only unearned shame and great tears of fear. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey elders here. Oh, what a disgrace. They were attempting to wipe our whole race. Yeah, they cut our hair, they scarred our skin, they tried to break the child within. Yeah, they cut our hair, they scarred our skin. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Our hearts they ached with pain so hard to bear as we long for parents' loving care. No love was shown, no kindness there, only unearned shame and great tears of fear. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Our hearts they ached with pain so hard to bear as we longed for parents' loving care. No love was shown, no kindness there, only unearned shame and great tears of fear. Only unearned shame and great tears of fear. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. Way ha, way hey ya, way hey ya, hey yo. An open grave reveals a hidden past. Buried truth revealed at last.
Notre prochain invité est devenu le 24e premier ministre du Canada en tant que chef politique de notre pays. Il ouvre la voie à la réconciliation au Canada. He joins us today to reaffirm his government's commitment to truth and reconciliation and to honor the survivors of the institutions who tried to kill the Indian and the child. Please welcome the Right Honourable Mark Carney.
Miigwech, Charlotte, Ripa, the survivors here, the survivors across the land, Miigwech, thank you. We're gathered here today on the traditional unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe Nation. Your Excellency, the Governor General, colleagues, esteemed guests. On this day, both solemn and hopeful, allow me to begin by painting a picture that illustrates our journey. At the beginning of my mandate as Prime Minister, I had an Indigenous painting installed outside the Cabinet room behind us in the West Block of Parliament. It's called A Brief History of the Northwest Coast, designed by Luke Parnell. And it depicts a painful part of our shared history through 11 wooden panels with images inspired by the design on the bent wood boxes and feast bowls of the Nishka and the Haida. The first few of those panels burst with vibrant colors. And then, with contact, those colors fade until the middle ones become smothered in white paint, a culture literally whitewashed. The final panels begin to resemble the original glory, with image, though marked by what has been endured, that are renewed and resurgent. This painting captures the pain of suppression and assimilation, and the possibility of reconciliation and renewal. That possibility rests on truth. Truth is the foundation of justice. And the truth is, for more than a century, this country ran residential schools. Over 150,000 First Nations, Inuit, and Métis children were taken from their families and their communities, torn from their languages, their cultures, and their identities. Les pensionnats représentent l'architecture d'une politique d'effacement. Ce n'est pas un chapitre lointain, mais une vérité qui perdure. Residential schools are a truth that survivors have carried with them when others would not. A truth recounted more than 6,500 times before the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, so we could no longer say that we did not know. On this National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, we honor survivors and the children who never returned home. We reflect on the devastating legacy of the residential school system. And we, as a government and as a people, we match remembrance with responsibility. La responsabilité de faire progresser la réconciliation. La responsabilité de créer les conditions de renouveau et de regain. Canada's new government is moving forward on the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls for action. We're advancing the calls for justice from the National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls. And we are implementing the United Nations Declarations on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples Act in partnership with Indigenous peoples. I know we have a long way to go, but we are building together in health, in education, in economic opportunity, in housing, upholding Indigenous rights, and empowering Indigenous communities with security and prosperity. Le nouveau gouvernement du Canada sera, lui aussi, un partenaire indéfectible en respectant l'autodétermination, en reconnaissant que le partenariat commence par une compréhension partagée et en faisant de l'équité et de la participation autochtone une priorité dans la construction de notre pays. Merci. Because, well, it's vital that we build. It's more important, it is vital how we build. With Indigenous leadership, Indigenous prosperity, Indigenous opportunity. These must be foundational from the start. We pledge to build a future where survivors are honored with remembrance, with justice, and with a stronger, fairer Canada. Un Canada rendu plus fort par la résilience des communautés autochtones. Reconciliation, as the Governor General, Her Excellency, reminded us, reconciliation is a generational task that must be lived and practiced every day by every Canadian. And it's that point. That's why I began with the painting. That's why the pain of the repression and the possibility of renewal are the last images that I, as Prime Minister, and my ministers see before we enter the Cabinet room to take some of the most important decisions in this country. It's there so we remember what came before us, and so we are seized with the task ahead of us. We will not fail you. Merci beaucoup et vive le Canada.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Premier ministre Carney. Ejinegasi Kestabish est un Anishinaabe de la Première Nation Abitibi-Winnie au Québec. Il parle couramment 3 langues, le français, l'anglais et le Anishinaabe-Moine, sa langue traditionnelle. Ejinegasi a grandi sur les rives de la rivière Arikana et a parlé sa langue maternelle jusqu'à l'âge de 6 ans, lorsqu'il a été emmené dans un établissement résidentiel et retenu pendant une décennie.
Ejinegasi has been the chief of his community and the Grand Chief of the Algonquin Council of Western Quebec. His name, Uwiwun Ejinegasi, represents him as a storyteller for his nation. Please welcome Ejinegasi Kestabish.
Kaya kinagada siya kumadasa. Ngitsuminandane bindahan mo madasa shit. Kitsimiko na mai kunagadi gabi is good work. Adi gabi is saya shit. But that's the bone get the zike. Kinomadi gamek. Kijio mitugujimo. Nigas kito kijio mitugujimo. Ana pitka kisagama. Madasa. J'ai été 10 ans dans un pensionnat dans lequel on apprenait le français. Ça a été ma deuxième langue. Quand j'ai rentré là, je ne connaissais pas qui était Richard Kestabish. Je l'ai su seulement qu'un an plus tard, que c'était mon nom que j'allais avoir pour le restant de ma vie. J'ai accepté ce nom-là, mais avec beaucoup de difficultés parce que j'avais de la difficulté à savoir qui j'étais. C'était une question d'identité. J'ai entrepris des démarches pour retrouver mon nom. Aujourd'hui, nous célébrons les enfants qui sont morts, qui ne sont jamais retournés chez nous. Nous célébrons aussi la mémoire de ces enfants-là. Et je voudrais qu'aujourd'hui, on se souvienne aussi qu'il y a encore des survivants qui sont encore vivants, mais qui ne sont jamais retournés chez eux. When I left the residential school, my name was Richard Kistabish. I didn't know who is that guy. Some people in my life, they call me a crazy guy. But I had fun with that name. But also, I was serious about getting back my identity, my language, my culture, the way I do things in the Anishinaabe way. Abitibi way. That's where I'm coming from. We don't talk much about the territory when we're trying to bring back the identity of people. It is most important to talk about the territory, because that territory teaches us the things that we know, the things that we learn. Like the river here, Ottawa River, is born right in the heart of the Anishinaabe territory. That is the longest river in Quebec, the longest one. There's 9 dams on that river, 9. At the beginning of this month, we were doing the Anishinaabe people, we gathered about the culture, about the language in Temiskaming First Nation. We did something great at that time. That was the first time in 100 years that someone made a birch canoe and put it on that river. 100 years. These kind of events make me so proud, you know, a reason to live, a reason to exercise my rights. So we have to pass it on to the next generations, my kids. And one of the important things that we should do and we must do is to get back our Anishinaabe name, original name. It's a small thing, but it's really the first step to get back your identity. My name is Anishinaabe. Anishinaabe. Most people that I tell them my name, they have a hard time to pronounce it the right way. It is like when I started to learn the French words. People were laughing at me. Now I'm laughing at them when they try to say my name. We have to remember that the kids that didn't make it home, we have to remember them. And this is why today I have to take this off and I will give it to my grandson to remember. And from now on, I want to carry this shirt. I bought it in New Mexico. But it is one of the identity that I carry with me. So my name is Anishinaabe. Anishinaabe. Yeah, we have to repeat it every time, every day. I look to the mirror myself and I find myself so beautiful. I ask to the year people that they are in authority in this country, that they are still survivors, that they lost their name when they get to residential school, but they are still alive, like me. And I want to go home. I want to go home. People call me Anishinaabe at my place, but Anishinaabe travels. I travel all over the world, but still my name is Anishinaabe. So please, make it do it. Make it happen. Miigwech.
Notre prochain artiste a travaillé fort au cours de sa carrière qui s'étend sur plusieurs décennies. Il a été le leader de quelques groupes, mais il a trouvé un véritable succès lorsqu'il a décidé de suivre la voie solo. Julian Taylor est un musicien afro-autochtone aux racines Mohawk. Il a été nommé à plusieurs prix Juno, ainsi que pour le prix de musique Polaris. Si vous n'avez jamais entendu sa musique, je pense que vous allez vraiment l'adorer. Voici Julian Taylor.
This is a song about strength, resilience, perseverance, and all my relations. Somehow, everyone eventually dreams someday. This is Ganasoha, Seeds. Now here you are, you're in full flower. You're flexible in all your power. You got all the sunlight and the air that you need. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. Now there you stand hour after hour, strong as an oak, tall as a tower. The storm keeps raging, but you never pay no heed. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. Somehow, everything eventually dreams someday. Somehow, everyone eventually dreams someday. Now see you shining strong and clear. No one can stop a good idea, nobody like you. There's nobody like you. I was a flower, I was an oak. I was provoked, and when I awoke, I started grazing for all the things that I need. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. Somehow, everything eventually dreams someday. Somehow, everyone eventually dreams someday. They knocked you down, erased your name. You stood your ground and wouldn't change. You swept your place now, standing alongside the trees. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. You are a star and you are hope. Smoke signals from the air evoke that from the darkest depths that our hearts can be freed. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. Sing it. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. Somehow, everything eventually dreams someday. Somehow, everyone eventually dreams someday. Somehow, everything eventually dreams someday. Somehow, someday. Thank you very much. Now we'll go on. Jean Diabo, Harry Diabo.
Qua Julian Taylor, pero pakamchicha mo atan. Umaga kitutsage, maski iwon. Kinanaskom to na, wow. Kinatawis ko na, wow, ewa. Kitupin ko na, no? Ewa, mistahe, kiwichi ko na. The music of our artist is medicine. It raises us up while healing our hearts. Music helps to share the truth of our stories, and it has the power to build bridges. Kitapueten, don't you agree, Melissa?
Oh, I do. It is our artists who will tell our stories of our survivors and of our leaders and our history. Lucien Wabananik est avec nous pour partager son histoire. Il a servi en tant que chef du Conseil de la Nation Anishinaabe du Lac-Simon et en tant que grand chef du Conseil tribal de la Nation Anishinaabe. Lucien est allé à l'Institut résidentiel Saint-Marc de Figuerie à l'âge de 12 ans. Comme des milliers d'autres enfants, Lucien a vécu des expériences difficiles et des impacts intergénérationnels. Aujourd'hui, il milite pour la guérison communautaire tout en faisant avancer les questions relatives aux droits territoriaux, à la pauvreté et au colonialisme intériorisé pour les peuples algonquins. Veuillez accueillir sur scène Lucien Wapelanik.
I was saying, are you feeling good? We better be feeling good today. You know, it's a beautiful day. We have a beautiful audience today. I remember when I went back in my first day at the boarding school in Saint-Marc de Figuerie. I didn't have no shoes at that time. I wore one of those moccasins in front of us here. I didn't speak a word of French. Not a word in English, not a word. And you know what? When I cross the river over there tomorrow, I'll be speaking French. And this side of the river, I'll be speaking in English to you today. But you know, after hearing those special invitees, the people who spoke just before me, you know, they gave respect. Respect to those children who never came home. I was almost one of them, like many of the elders are today. They are here, but many of them didn't make it here today. So I give them my respect. I give all of you our respect, and I welcome you on this unceded territory, on Anishinaabe unceded territory. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. All of you distinguished guests, thank you for being here to listen to our words and not to forget. We are First Nation. We are the true owners of this land. And we are ready as First Nations governments, nations, and peoples to work with governments who are willing in good faith to work with us for the betterment of our nations and peoples, for the betterment of our future. The society as we know it today needs to learn more about our history, our stories. The trauma that we've lived, that I've lived, is intergenerational. It's going to be a long time to heal. And we will need Canadians to support us to go through our journey. Because this journey, we're in it together. We are together in this journey. I want to thank all the people who are here, who made it here. Je vais terminer en français. Si on regarde dans l'Est, l'autre bord de la rivière, il y a des situations difficiles avec le gouvernement actuel. Ne reconnaît pas le racisme systémique. Ne reconnaît pas les Premières Nations du Québec-Labrador. Les territoires de nos nations, même au Québec, sont non cédés. Elles appartiennent à nos peuples. Elles appartiennent à nos nations. Ceci doit toujours être un rappel à tous les gouvernements partout au pays. Puis je mets au défi tous les gouvernements de mettre en œuvre la Déclaration des Nations Unies, de reconnaître nos droits et nos gouvernements.
She was one of the first Indigenous artists to find mainstream success. Born in Churchill, Manitoba, and raised in Arvin, NWT, Susan Aglukark's music has inspired us. It has made us feel seen. Her legacy will carry on through her music and lyrics. Please welcome Pagamchichema, Susan Aglukark.
It is a pleasure to be here with you today, to honor, to hold, and to remember. We stand with you, survivors, for your strength and your courage. And today, we honor, and we celebrate, and we remember. Koyan namig.
Tinashkumitin, merci beaucoup pour cette magnifique prestation, Susanna Gluckart. Quelle journée émouvante. Le 30 septembre, la journée nationale de la vérité et de la réconciliation, est toujours une journée puissante pour moi, avec des moments profondément touchants. I love seeing the sea of orange shirt and all of the incredible survivors out there. You are why we are here, why we need to remind Parliament Hill that we will continue to take up space and show the generations to come how strong and proud we are as Indigenous people. I hope we have made the survivors proud and that you can return home with your cups full, your hearts singing, and your spirits soaring.
Muy gunta. It is important to honor the survivors and the little children who never made it home. And to remember they were innocent souls who didn't deserve the treatment they received. But we are strong Indigenous people of Magiano, and we will continue above and thrive. Our next 7 generations are depending on Kakyo, on all of us. Aho.
As we all head towards home with our families and friends, we will hear from the Eagle River Singers as we retire the Eagle staffs. Thanks to our audience, the speakers, and all the performers here in Ottawa for honoring the survivors by taking the time to be here with us today. Thank you to our audience, the speakers, and all the performers here in Ottawa for honoring the survivors by taking the time to be here with us today.
And to our viewers at home and around Turtle Island and across the waters, remember, on this day, and every day, without truth, we cannot have reconciliation. Sagito, Sagito, Mamogabato, Kaipumek, Sagitna, Minagakyo, Canada.
Tineshko maintenant, tout le monde. Merci d'être venu.
Yep, Samagapetama.